What up, curious people? If there's anything that I know about some of you, it's that you love K-pop. And who wouldn't? That music industry has given us so many amazing artists, songs that we can dance to all night long, and not to mention their impressive choreographies. Oh, and it's also given us some empty wallets, but we can just ignore that. So while artists like BTS, BlackPink, and Stray Kids have enjoyed incredible success not only in South Korea, but also around the world, some K-pop artists seem to have a bigger international following than the ones back home. The singer in question is called Holland, who is the first openly gay idol. So who exactly is Holland? Or Holland? I mean, I've heard him say Holland in an interview, so that's what I'm gonna stick to. And why does he have a bigger following outside of Korea? What hardships do idols face in the hectic world of K-pop industry? And could Holland be the idol that will change the industry? So you better hit the bell and the subscription button and stay with me to find out more about this up-and-coming K-pop star. Holland, whose real name is Go-tae-sob, was born on March 4th of 1996 in South Korea. His parents found out about his orientation only after he debuted, but however, they were very supportive and he has a good relationship with them. The idol also joked that his parents are very proud of their little celebrity son. In middle school, after he told his friends that he was gay, the news spread and he became a victim of bullying. Though many times in interviews, he said that he never let it affect him. Holland debuted on January 22nd of 2018 as an independent solo artist. Currently, he's under his own company called Holland Entertainment. When speaking in an interview with the K-pop Holland about him being an independent artist, he said that he realized that he's not suited for the typical entertainment agency system. The singer also adds that he believes in himself to do well alone. He also wants to create a new type of agency with people he trusts, one that would be more similar to an American record label. Now, if you're a K-pop fan or just know anything about the country, you know that Holland isn't a Korean name. It is, of course, a stage name, and some of you might be wondering why Holland or Holland, which does make it difficult when you're searching his name in Google. I mean, I find myself talking to my computer like, "No, computer, I'm not looking for information about the Netherlands." Okay, but back to the topic at hand. The reason he chose this as his stage name is that Holland, or the Netherlands as it's known more commonly, was the first country to legalize gay marriage. His debut single was Neverland, and to be able to produce the music and the video for the song, Holland used his own money that he saved up while working part-time. And even though the song did well in the international and Korean charts, he feels that he still doesn't get many opportunities for appearances on TV or radio. At the time of his debut, he was a student at an arts college where he was majoring in photography, and in an interview for SBS Pop Asia, Holland said that he was lucky because he was able to ask his friends and other students for help with the production side of things, and that without them, it wouldn't have been possible. When the music video for Neverland was released, it was viewed 1.6 million times in just 24 hours. Now for an independent artist, that's a great debut, wouldn't you agree? The music video has however been rated R, which means it cannot be broadcast on music channels or television, etc, etc. Now you're probably thinking why that would be right. The reason is simple, it includes a kiss scene between two men. Initially, Holland didn't plan to include the kiss in the video, but then knowing that it would be rated R, he went ahead and told the video director to do it. And his reason behind this was to get people to talk about the issue of the LGBT+ content being rated like this, even for showing a simple kiss between a gay couple. After the video came out, many people commented on Holland saying how fresh it is to have an openly gay idol on the scene, one who's not afraid to be himself. Though Holland himself says that it's not supposed to be fresh, that it shouldn't be that he wishes people like him could naturally be accepted by the majority. Though in another interview, he said that he thinks one day Korea will accept gay idols as it's a rapidly growing and developing country. And with all the doom and gloom around the world, such positivity is kinda refreshing. Homosexuality is still a taboo topic in the South Korean community. Homophobia is still an issue in the country and only a few mainstream music stars have come out. There are also no anti-discrimination laws to protect the LGBT+ community in place, and in compared to their near neighbors Japan and Taiwan, South Korea is less accepting of same-sex couples. Despite all of that, same-sex K-pop idols regularly play act in romantic ways. On stage, they dance intimately with one another or gaze into each other's eyes. In video clips, it's not uncommon sight to see them playing games that result them in grazing lips and then dramatically recoiling to show that it was just play. Such skinship is often encouraged between idols and their labels, which brings us to the next part. We all know that being an idol signed to a major label is far from easy, and if you want to know more about it, then click on the link above. The labels are afraid to let the stars be open about their sexuality. Many even have no dating rules in place in fear that it will hurt their career. Jung-Min Kwon, an academic who wrote a book about the titled Straight Korean Female Fans and Their Gay Fantasies, has said that it's kind of sad that idols can't be open about their sexualities, especially since it seems that the industry is very open-minded about the shipping culture. For those who may not know, shipping is wanting two people or characters to be a couple. The most common ships in the fandom world are usually between same-gender people. Speaking of this fandom culture, it is something that even Holland has touched upon in an interview. Speaking about it as well as a fan fiction culture, the idol says that because he's very careful when interacting with other idols, so fans, his or the other singers, don't misinterpret his intentions. And in the same interview, he also spoke directly to his fans and asked them to take it easy in regards so that it doesn't create any uncomfortable situations. Is this one of the many issues that an openly gay idol has to face? And talking fans, in nearly every interview, Holland mentions how important they are to him, and he calls his fans Harlings. And while it is true that any artist without their fans wouldn't be where they are, for this particular idol, they are even more important, because as an independent artist, without any major label backing him and promoting his music, he relies heavily on the online community, for example, his fans. He shows his love and appreciation to them on a daily basis, whether it's interacting with them on social media or tweeting things such as "I exist for Harling." Social media and his supporters are the only way that he can promote his music and get it out there. And I'm sure all of you know just how popular K-pop music and artists are around the world. I mean, just look at BTS. The power that K-pop fans have. In an interview for Vogue, when asked what he thinks about K-pop music, a genre that is sung predominantly in Korean, has become so popular to the point where it's breaking records, Holland replied that Korea is very attuned to worldwide trends and that they're very quickly able to pinpoint exactly what people want and then adapt and refine to produce high-quality results. And those trends also include the ones in music. Here we have also mentioned other K-pop artists, but are there any that Holland is particularly fond of? Yes, in a video for BuzzFeed Celeb, he recalls that when he was in middle school, he was a big fan of the group SHINee. What can we say? The band has impeccable taste in music, am I right? He goes on to say that back then, he was highly influenced by the group and he's still a big fan now. The first concert that he ever went to was by the group, and watching them perform is what made Holland realize that he wanted to make his own music and become an idol too. Now, I don't know about you, but I would love to see a collaboration between the two artists one day. And staying on the topic of other idols, Holland's Harlings would very much like to see him collaborate with other artists. In an interview for Rolling Stone India, there were two questions brought up with regards to Holland collaborating with other artists. The first one was in regards to Marshall, and for those who don't know, he's an American Korean singer-songwriter whose music covers a wide variety of genres, and he's also the first openly gay K-pop artist. And what was Holland's reply? A simple maybe. For those who are fans of both singers, there could be hope. The second question regarding a collaboration involved, yup, you guessed it, BTS. He says that since they are one of the most famous K-pop groups in the world, such a thing would only be possible if he was to produce great music and put in great effort into it. And surely seeing how popular Bangtan Boys are, and such collaboration would only benefit I'm Not Afraid singer. But in this case, is being an independent artist a disadvantage for him here? We also learn that Jimin and V are his bias. Oh, and a non-K-pop front, he would love to work with Frank Ocean and Harry Styles. Holland and Harry on the same song? Sign us up. When asked where he sees himself in the future, the idol replied that he doesn't know, that since he doesn't have an agency backing him, it's difficult for his career. However, he hopes that in 5 years' time, he will be a successful singer whose career is doing great. Now, as we've already mentioned, this dark side of the K-pop industry, where idols are controlled by their labels with non-dating rules, crazy diets, and strict gym regimes, it would bring up another question of whether being signed to a big entertainment company is a good thing. So while on one hand it is a good thing as the label invests money into the careers and helps the idols get the gigs and producers their albums, and on the other hand there is a price that some idols have to pay. For some, the constant pressure and rules are just too much. Since mental health seems to be also somewhat of a taboo topic in Korean culture and seeking professional help for the conditions is frowned upon, many don't open up about their problems, which results them in taking drastic actions and sometimes taking their own lives. After the tragic death of Shin's Jong-hoon, Suli, and Kara's Guhara, many fans call for the labels to stop putting so much pressure on the idols. And if you want to learn more about these artists that are sadly no longer with us, you can watch one of our previous videos. So tell me, my curious people, have you heard of Holland before watching this video? What's your favorite song of his? And do you think that there needs to be some changes in the K-pop industry? Let me know in the comments below. And you, my curious sippers, I will see you all in the next episode. And see you tomorrow.